All right. Hello, everyone. I'm back, and welcome to part two of our weekly test show. Now, I don't really know if we're even going to be able to do Deal or No Deal or Wheel of Fortune tonight because. And the thing crashed. Great. I love it when it does that. But I did see some station tests, though. Actually, a couple of them. Well, actually, I'd rather restart the script first, just to reset everything, and then I'll go through each of them one at a time. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the tests together. Um, that has been cataloged. Marion, no. I'm going to. Let's check the evening stuff first. Did we hear from Topeka? Did they test this evening or did they choose to delay both tests? It looks like they chose to delay them both. Um, is this right? It looks like Norman tried to do live voice and failed. All right. Let's see if let's check Mobile too and see if they went. As I have not seen them test this evening at all. All right. So we're gonna do these first, and then we will march on from here. So we're gonna do a little bit of a different order. So let's go through these first. And by the way, we're going to start. Um, I believe this is where we're starting. So we're gonna start there and go one piece at a time. But I do see Hawaii Public tested too. In fact, I got it live. So, hello. Can you let me scroll down, please? It won't let me. All right, here we go. So with the severe weather event still ongoing, here's what we're gonna do. After I catch up on this, I'm gonna put up my popcorn for tonight. Then we're gonna be doing a mass. Then we're gonna be doing another massive catch-up game. And because of the severe weather, we probably will not be able to do Deal or No Deal tonight, unless Brandon would like to. Unless Brandon would like to do so. A lot of lockups now going on with this thing. And I did KSST too. Okay, that's one. On to the next. There it is. So we're gonna go through all four Fort Woods transmitters now. Yeah, I had this on Odell just for this event. Now it's time for the back. It's a sign channel. I remember to turn this guy off, but I don't think I turned it off. Oh, interesting. If I hold down the power button. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, I didn't even get time to turn the cross back down because it had received a tornado warning for Will County. It comes piling up with stuff in them. It's today's events. So here's what we're gonna do. Get the get the get some of the tests and stuff from this. Then we're gonna now I'm gonna go and have popcorn. After that, we'll catch up on the rest of the items. All right, they're going on break again. I'm gonna go get some popcorn. Oh yeah, and there's that episode of Goldmine that I'm gonna take care of. That we're gonna take care of when we're caught up with this. So 502, the tornado warning for Will County. In fact, I actually have a little bit of a story to talk about too, in regards to when I actually ended up arriving at the campus. Personally, well, I guess JGC had already scheduled all the classes and just went all through. So I guess that's why. So I'll tell you a little story about all of this later. But for right now, while I get back to the floor, why don't we go on a why don't we take a commercial break here, and when I come back from my popcorn break, the catch-up fun begins. Stay tuned. presenting itself. Ooh, that sounds like fun. That really is a whole lot of fun. All right, welcome back, folks. And now, let the catch-up game begin. Let me get this bar out of the way. All right, we begin with this tornado warning that came right after. I was in the middle of getting it when my father came in and ruined it. Thank God I had Kankakee in my monitors. Yeah, I was just going back on the weather scan because that's as far as I can go back on it right now. As for the Evening Builder and Borealis, I took care of those separate. I actually already took care of those. Now I just need to wait for the afternoon. Which one was where we did the Sony? Sony, yay! Yeah, this is great. Yeah, we got the Sony logo. Sony presents itself. And we get the Sony logo. Sony presents itself. And we get the Sony logo. Sony presents itself. All right. Oh yeah, this one I didn't get. And I'm doing the same strategy we did when we played that incredible catch-up game over the weekend, where I'm not scrolling down the logger to find the other piece. I'm just going by where it originated, showing the logger stream link, whatever it originated from. So right now the Bearcat is still showing according to watch. And I think I saw a warning light for a split second. Yeah, that's all it's displaying. Alright, moving on. Down the list. McClade, I think that was part of this warning here, which I got. Yeah, because it went through Odell the right before Chicago put their warning out. And there are a few other Comcasts we gotta do. So remaining radios now, the only ones that still have watch lights now are the Bearcat, the MG319, the ER10. I turned off the 120 already, so wow, what an event this was, let me be honest with you all. So, we are going to play this catch-up game. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh no. I didn't plug in the cube. I just realized. Yay, we get Sony! Yay! Sony! Yay! Sony! Yay! Yay, we get the Sony logo. Sony presents itself. Yay, we get the Sony logo. Sony presents itself. We get the Sony logo. Sony presents itself. All right, and then here is Tampa. Anyway, I'll go ahead and tell you the story now while we go through these catch things here. So, when I got to the campus, the main room was unusually quiet. And that was when somebody came up and told me that the campus was still under a tornado warning. So, of course, I followed their advice and took cover in the bathroom with the severe weather shelter sign. About 5 or 10 minutes later, we were given the all clear. But just a few minutes after that, I got I got like a sample of their kind of severe weather alerting thing, sort of. Yeah, sort of like that. But let me tell you, this was not like how my school was. They actually played the message on tornado watch number 57, which was still in effect. That was right before watch number 59 got issued, which is in effect till midnight tonight. So we're most likely going to be here for a while. And then, of course, I'm going to get the Verizons pulled up. All right. In fact, I think I actually got those two live. But I'm going to go back on my phone and confirm that. In fact, also give me a few minutes too while I go brush. All right. So did that be fast? All right. Let's see here. So 5:15. I want to see how much of it I got live. Yep, I got that one live all the way. So did that. But that one that came after that, I don't. I actually got the continuation. In fact, it didn't come long, and then it glitched. Oh, that one. Yeah, let's look back while we continue this catch up here. Slowly presents itself. Okay, next one. Let's try this. What did I see this time? East. Maybe when we have a severe weather event, I'll turn off the noise cancellation so you can hear the radios activate. Well, this is the first time back home from the Lawn of Oaks, So it's gonna be some time, before we get back, really get back into the groove. And by the way, to save time, I'm just gonna go through everything on my logger, and then take care of any RWTs that were left on John's logger, whether it be radio station weeklies or any NWR stuff that my logger may not have gotten. Um, this one, I believe, went back on while we were taking cover. So let me see. This was the watch. That one was the marine warning. I think that is. All right. So in that case, let's proceed. This one I did not get, but I did see the product. At 527. Was that the one I just did? Yep. This tornado warning I got live. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. Here's the next one. Did I get it live though? No, that was when I went. No, No, that was when I got the other stuff. All right. While we're going back on this, let's go ahead and that appears to be a bust. All right, let's go through everything starting at the bottom. Here's Indianapolis, who still wanted to get their weekly in before the severe weather started. Over here was the Wilmington Weekly, and Store Wyatt's Radio Shack Army, his 3 Radio Shack radios. And, ooh, fittingly enough, all of them are the 99X series. All the radios he used are the 99X series. The 991, the 993, and the 996. I only have two, the 991 and 996. I'm trying to go after a 12993, but I haven't been able to find one. I feel bad I missed out on Antonio's 993, but oh well. You know what? If I end up coming across I mean, I already have enough of these things. I have enough. I mean, some of these things are quite rare, like that Bearcat or even Radio Shacks. Those are rare. I have enough rare radios as they are currently. So, my collection is as good as it gets. If I want to replace the Lacrosse with the, or should we have the Lacrosse go at full blast to make up for the tornado warning that we missed? Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's have the Lacrosse go at full blast to make up for the weekly, to make up for the tornado warning. That'd be fun. All right, moving on. Oh no. Brian got the. So this was the statewide monthly test as part of Severe Weather Awareness Week. WKAR, WMUK, and CXT. He got the Ohio monthly as part of Severe Weather Awareness Week. And he finally got Windows 11. He got Windows 11 at last. I'm so happy. And Rammer STI got the MWR portion of the drill, like we did. And Johnny Thunder got Tornado Watch 57 on the and a severe thunderstorm warning on the Galesburg stream. I see Alex Villager streamed the severe weather. I think he quit it too soon. My goodness, this signal still has incandescent lights. But I don't see too many incandescent signals nowadays. Or rather, or rather, signals with incandescent lights. And here's Vocal, that took the tornado warning for Lake County, Indiana. Tasting the new Starbucks iced cherry chai latte. Ryan Hall covered the coverage. And as I said, Razor got the statewide tornado drill for Michigan on his local station. There's his 12991. So Gaylord did live voice. Interesting. And there's his two WR120s activating in the background. Pretty cool. He put a tap post security camera over his 991 to get anything that he misses if he's not home. I mean, I actually did the same thing with the webcam, but I think it's starting to become a little bit less usable. The only place I could put it now is on my old machine because I have to plug in my capture card now to the back of this computer. Or I could plug the webcam into the front of this computer. It'll work. It'll work either way. All right, moving on down the board. Here is the next one. Hope you all can hear Grand Rapids' message. I see that Wolf Lake as well. And of course, the normal tests will return next week. I see Storm Tracker streamed the coverage as well. This was the first warning that went through. God. So 113, 1 hour 13 minutes. So 1 hour 13 minutes was 4:24. It's 4:24 p.m. So then scrolling half an hour would be 1 hour 43 minutes. He has every single radio on for even marine products. And like I said, I take a much different approach. I actually got that on BW already, so I don't need it again. So yeah, like I said, I do these things differently than a lot of other enthusiasts do. In particular, I only have the louder radios on Northeast Illinois. Like for example, the the WR300 by my nightstand, EAR 10, 120, Bearcat. Zone Guard can't really do much with it, and the WR400. Those are just some particular examples. Just to name a few. And then all the other radios I have them set on all counties on whatever transmitter they're on. I guess this time it just isn't its lucky day to be able to pick up KW 39 out of Chicago. Well, well, some days are good where it gets it, other days it doesn't. But this isn't one of those days, unfortunately. That's such a shame though. But oh well. Oh well. But it's kind of nice that at least it went off for the Marine War. At least it went off for the Marine one though, which was literally oh yeah, that and the 2, 3 tornado warnings that were issued for Cook County. All right, let me go back to that story I was talking about earlier as we move on to the next product on the list. Was that part of this one? There you go. Okay, it's a whole different one. All right. Wait, that's the same damn thing. Okay. Um, I did not get the watch on WWF 34, so we'll stop it after this watch here. Here's Frankfurt. let's continue. The CSTL Metro has gotten caught up with the severe weather. Plus, one of these included a activation of the siren system. This is the one right here. And that one was the only other transmitter I got it on. All right. We'll go till 6 o'clock and then we'll stop there. Yeah, he's caught up finally. And what was this from? A base tornado warning on a confirmed tornado. And Washington kind of changed the location of his zone guard. Plus, he actually moved it into, interestingly enough, out of all places, the bathroom. This is not the first time. I've seen Antonio put his 12993 in the bathroom before. Even on his other one, which he ended up selling on eBay, so. Um, that I got already. Oh wait, this is part of. Wait, this is part of the same clip. What am I doing? Now is that it? Look at all these watches. Look at all this stuff. Oh my god. All right. That's where we're going to continue from. We're getting closer. Right, now we move on. All right. Next one. Keep going here. Oh, here's the marine warning from earlier. There's the severe thunderstorm warning. Here was the first one. Star Chicago guy got all this stuff too, including the first severe thunderstorm warning. This is the marine, and then this one, which was a double. Did Albany even test? Test. I see Alex Villager got a part 2. Accurate also got the severe weather stuff from today. And Northern Illinois also got the tornado warning, I can tell. This train guy got this Metra here. And yeah, Seth Weather Girl got the drill, I assume. Whatever that is. And Storm Tracker got the siren activation. One. All right. So yeah, I still got quite a catch-up game here to play. Only 3 hours behind now, but we're slowly but surely working our way there. I never got a chance to finish the story. Yeah, finish up the little story that I was talking about. But I'm going to go ahead and explain now. Okay. Next one is right here. Could have gotten it all live, but I wanted to save as much space as I can on my phone. Okay, and here is the next one on the list. And what was the time on this one? Same thing. Let's move on. Okay, next one. Okay, on we go. If this catch-up game is going to take a while, then you know what? We might as well get started on this week's episode of Goldmine. We might as well get that started. There's a few more things too. Skywarn activations. There was something that Storm Tracker had in his backlog. The large tornado over Grace Summit from March 14th, which we covered. So with Florida got the weeklies today. Ooh, Stormlight managed to deaccess your storm warning from Nashville. I was able to pick it up from his house. However, this video I never got to. Well, I'm gonna actually do that one first, and then we'll start Gold Mine. 20 minutes of fail army. The fish tank just breaks on its own. Oh gosh. Alright. So yeah, let's do this here and then we'll get to gold mine. And we'll actually also do gold mine while we edit the while we piece together the video from earlier, but yeah. So alright, next one. There's that room place going out of business ad again. This is most likely going to be the last ad we'll get for the room place ever. And we're not doing Wheel of Fortune tonight either. Look at all this catch. Look at all this catch up I have to do. Wait a minute, hold on. That's Louisville, isn't it? Move on. Next one. Moving on down the list. And any other weeklies we come across, we'll remove those. And speaking of weeklies, there is one more that I would like to add. Well, let's take care of Phil Army first before we move on to Gold Mine. And then maybe if I feel like it later, after all this. Oh, this one was on Daily Dose of Internet earlier this week. Here's the next one. Oh, for the whole sign. Next one. All right. Oh God. So I'm gonna finish up the film. I'm gonna get to the. I'm getting to the Fail Army video right now. Wow. All right, next one. Oh geez. Ooh, Chicago. Uh oh. Uh oh. He stopped right before the barrier. Ooh, what is that? Is that Snickers? Is that the same breed as Snickers? Yeah, that looks like a very similar dog. It's the brand new Motorola Razr with Google Gemini AI. Ouch. The tree. If look its roots. Oh wow. What is he using? What is that? A drill? That looks like a drill. That looks like a drill he's using. What's the next one? So I'll take that out. I got HPR. I will send that over. Here is the next one on the list. I believe I also saw WDRV tests. We're going to find out for sure. Take out HPR, but I know they tested, but I got them live. Didn't cross off them already, but they tested last night. And is that it? That is it. Alright, we're on to the 8 o'clock hour now. I'm going to go ahead and start up the other laptop for the Verizons. So that way, if any Verizons end up testing, I don't ruin the go back process on these recordings here. Oh God. Oh wow. Ooh. Ooh. The truck. Nah. Oh no. Train truck collisions. Alright, this is Hawaii Public, which as I said, I got live. So next one. Oh no. Material collapse. On this day of 1932, the Harbour Bridge in Sydney, Australia opened. So, yeah, 1932 was the grand opening of the Harbour Bridge. Yeah, three. Yeah, that was on this date today, March 19th, when the Harbour Bridge in Sydney, which is of course where the New Year's fireworks was when we reined in the new year a couple months ago. That opened in 1932, and of course it's always a spectacle when Sydney rings in the new year. But considering that Australia is on the other is south of, literally at the bottom of the freaking planet. They're in the southern hemisphere, which pretty much, in fact, the seasons in that. In fact, Australia isn't really a country; it's actually an island of sorts. But so their seasons are inverted. So I guess it's kind of like the meaning of an extremely hot winter and a very cold summer from the from that scenario that SPC Hermitage made a long time ago. It was on, what was it on? It was on a scenario if Yellowstone were to erupt in the modern era. That's what it was. I mean, these scenarios are quite interesting to see. See how the EAS would react or behave during these disasters. Oh wow. So yeah, when it's summer here, here in the U.S., it would be winter down south in Australia, and then when it's winter here in Chicago, it would be summer over in Australia. So, yep, beach house destroyed by the surf. Oh no, the mail truck's not gonna make it. Next one. Oh god, there goes the roof. Oh, oh wow. Oh boy. Oh man. What is that? Shopping cart on fire? Oh god. A lot of these videos made it onto Daily Dose of Internet, especially the one with the Tesla, the car riding over the sign and the owner not knowing it. Ozark. Is that Ozark, Missouri? I wouldn't say that's really a fail, but a random water tower demolition. Oh my goodness. Is that a battery on fire? Where is that? That looks like Chicago. Mariano's. Yep, that's Chicago. That is Chicago. What do we got here? Runaway tank car? Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Um, I can try and take a guess as to what city this is. It looks like Dallas. Alright. Next one. And just knocked over the stop sign. This looks like something that made it on. That one looked like it made it onto AFB. Oh god. What is that? And where even is that? That looks like Nevada. The stove is on fire. Oh no. What are they trying to take down? A pool? Looks like a pool. That is a pool. This one ended up in a Daily Dose of Internet video previously, I think. Oh no, flying mattress. He's trying to raise the gate. Just goes over the gate. That's Maryland, I can tell by the state sign. Ooh, Dutch. I shop like a boss. ASOS? ASOS? Not Asus, the computer manufacturer. Looks like Texas. I can tell by the oil thing. And there goes the light pole. Looks like a stadium being built. I'm just giving descriptions of what I'm seeing. Alright, next one is right here. Failed building demolition. Yep. Ooh. Come out. Oh no. Alright. Now, let me finish up that story I was talking about. Because once again, I never got to it, but now I will. For real this time. So, soon after um, the the Calmasphere weather system actually isn't quite what it actually quite not what I expected. And let me explain. Let me tell you, it actually used, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, it actually used actual real EAS headers. No doubt about it. Yeah, it sounds something like that. Like that. And then it reminded us about the tornado watch. It actually played the same thing like 3 different times. Yeah, 3 separate times was how much it played that. All right. So here we go. Loading up 8, 9, and 11. And it looks like they all do not work. Wow. How long is this server maintenance going on or something? Or is it just that they're trying to secure their servers on data breaches within Verizon? And then when I connect it to Bitdefender, then they all start. So, yeah, and then they all start up. Beautiful. But yeah, that was quite not what I expected, as I said, to be honest. I did not expect it. So, then of course, then they play they play the all clear message after that. Yeah, and then afterward they play the all clear message. All right, and DRV is where I'm going to end this particular recording. All right, we're going to move on now to this one here. We won't be done until we're fully caught up. So once we get this thing fully updated, whatnot, then we're done. So, all right. So, with an hour left, let's play some gold mine. Ready? Let's do it.
Today, one of our prospectors could win up to $1 million in cash and prizes, as long as they can avoid the fool's gold as they dig up the gold. And now, here's your scoutmaster to the mother load. It's your host, Johnny Straw.
Yep. So here we go. So this time it's Brandon Hinkle and Jose Cazaves. Number 2 against the current against the current champion. But of course, with the gold mine, nothing too special about the rules, so I'm not even going to bicker. But I'll just go ahead and explain anyway, because why not? Of course, on the board there are 5 fool's golds, 4 prizes, 2 daily doubles, the jackpot space, and cash values ranging from $500 up to $5,000. Of course, each turn, the 2 players will be asked a trivia question. The first one to buzz in with multiple choice answers. First one to buzz in and get it right will get control. Otherwise, it will pass to their opponent, and they can shoot. And then on their control, they can choose to either pick a number from the board or pass control over to their opponent. But they must pick something from the board. They have to pick something off the board. They have to pick something off the board. For its Fool's Gold, they lose everything, and the game ends when all 5 Fool's Gold squares, or every single cash prize square, has been selected, or if a player's lead is $25,000 or greater. And then the winner will play for $1,000,000 in the Super Rush, even though it's the tournament, even though it's the postseason. Now let's go ahead and speed it up. 17,500 is the current jackpot. All right, let's get started. First question.
Copy. Bueno, bueno.
No, it's actually junior mints.
Oh, mints.
It's
Oh,
to the York peppermint patty, but not quite. They're really good. So Jose, you got control. Do you want to pass the play?
Play. Gotta try to get some money here.
All right, let's see that board and pick a number.
pick a number,
Let's get
any
this one
number.
done early here. 17.
Again with 13. Let's see if we have better luck with it.
$1,000 right away.
Prepare for triathlon. Customize your gear with the new Microsoft 365, now with Copilot.
All right.
Next question.
Next question. Wickets, Swifties, or wheels? In the game of Jose, what was that?
Wickets.
Wickets are correct. You have control. Do you want to pass or play?
We'll play it again.
Alrighty. Let's see that board. Pick a number.
21.
All right. Let's see what's behind 21.
Jose, for you, you just won yourself a trip to Napa Valley.
Ooh.
Yes, you guess to fly a round trip coach from Los Angeles to San Francisco, California, then on to Napa Valley for a night stay in a two-room suite at the Embassy Suites, Napa Valley. Daily breakfast is included with this prize worth $2,181.
I want to go.
Now, maybe if he wins it, Jose, maybe take you with him. But Jose's got 3181, and Sonny has this next question.
All right. Peter Rabbit, Bugs Bunny, or Roger Rabbit? Who made his debut in a 1940 cartoon called A Wild Hare? Brandon?
Was that Bugs Bunny?
That was Bugs Bunny. Very correct. All right.
Then we have to go back on the other Amtrak's and
See that board? And pick a number.
I'll pick number 5, please, Mrs. Bugs.
All right, show me 5. $1,500. Very nice start. All right. Percussion crab, whistling crab, or fiddler crab? Which of these is a real kind of crab? Again, percussion crab, whistling crab, or fiddler crab? Jose.
Take a guess, whistling crab.
It is actually fiddler crab.
Oh.
I didn't know that either, so don't feel too bad. So Brandon, that means you have control. Do you want to pass or play?
I'll play, please.
All right, let's see that board. Pick a number.
I'll take number 23, please.
All right, show me 23. First fool's gold of the night. Oh,
Hate to see those go down early, but again, still very early in the game.
oh yeah, there's still plenty of time.
yes, there is.
All right.
Next question.
Bread, rice, or pasta? What type of food is the cannelloni? Jose?
I believe that's a pasta.
That is correct. I had to reread it because at first I thought it said cannoli, and then I looked at the answers and I was like, "There's no way it could be a cannoli." So I was like, "Oh yeah, it's cannelloni." I don't know if I said that right, so I apologize if I didn't. But Jose, do you want to pass or play?
I'm gonna play it again.
All right, let's see that board. Pick a number.
Let's go to lucky number 7.
All right, show me 7.
1,500.
And pardon?
Yes, Jose's total entered 681, which is the bells of Maine. It's the bane of Nelson's existence there. That's an inside joke. But hey,
Sounds like it.
yeah, Jose's got the lead at 4681. Brandon, you have to get back on the board, but we'll have to take a commercial break first before you get to choose.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.
And we're just going to skip right to the next question.
Or tree. What type of plant is mahogany? Jose? Tree is correct. What do y'all like about that little viney thing?
You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
It was pretty. Anyway, Jose, do you want to pass or play?
I'm gonna play.
All right. Let's see that board. Pick a number.
See if I can find myself another prize here. I'm gonna go to number 19.
All right. Let me see 19. $4,000. Very nice. That brings you up to 8,681. And with our next question, pen, paper, or draw? Which word can go before clip, wait, back, Jose?
The word you're looking for is paper.
And Chase to make 4 new words. Paper is correct.
We get it? Yeah, paperclip, paperweight, paperback, and paper chase.
I've never heard. Oh, like a paper trail?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I've never heard of paper trace or chase. I've only heard of paper trail. Anyway, Jose, do you want to pass the play?
I'm going to play again.
Okay. Let's see that board again. And
Let's go Lex 11.
all right, show me 11. Good daily double.
Okay.
Nice. Brings you up to 17, 362. Just like that. All right. All right. So next question. Head, heel, or tooth? What part of the body has a root and a crown? Brandon.
That be tooth?
The tooth is correct. And are we going to pass or play?
I'll play, please.
All right. Let's see that board. And what's your next number?
I'll take sweet 16, please.
All right. Show me 16. $1,000. Acme, Apex, or Amoca? From what company does Wiley each get? Brandon?
That'll be Apex.
Wiley Easton Coyote get products to help him trap the Roadrunner. It is actually Acme.
Oh.
But no, that Acme is the brand that Wiley E. Coyote would get his product. But he would never catch the Roadrunner though. Never happens. All right, Jose. Would you like to pass the play?
The daily double and the jackpot are still up there. Either one of those can give it to me. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to play.
All right, just stay away from those gold mine or gold. What is it?
Fool's gold.
Fool's gold. I don't know where I'm at right now.
Well, you could say that you could consider them gold mines, if you will, but
Fun.
So, what's your number?
let's see if y'all made it easy to find the other one. Number 2.
Show me 2.
Oh my gosh! Finals of 30.
And this game's over. And Jose moves on. Yes.
Man, that lucky streak's keeping you alive, sir. Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah, there is everything on the board. Oh wow, it's a lot to go through. 3,000 was behind 1. The prizes were at 3, 9, and 15. The Fool's Golds were at 3, 5, 7, and 8. No, 4, 6, 8, 18. Yep, those were the Fool's Golds. 500 was behind 10. 4,000 was behind 12. Let me move on to the next product before we continue. There you go. Alright, 500 behind 10. 4,000 was behind 12. 2,000 was behind 14. 14. 17 had the 1,000. 5,000 were behind 20. And 25, the jackpot was at 24. The 750 was in 22. So Jose moves on to the finals.
Here we are again. Your job is to match 3 amounts before you match 3 Fool's Gold. If you can do that, you'll win the amount of either 10, 25, or $100,000. If you match 3 full skulls together, you'll get $1,000 for each cash amount found. However, if you match the 3 amounts on your first lead pick, you'll win 10 times the amount for up to our top prize of $1 million. I want to give that away, so please try hard. Well, let's get started, shall we? All right,
Yep.
come on board. And we're off.
Hey, here we go.
Just making it there as a feeling. So, but let's see if I can add to it. I'm going to start things off with number 7.
All right, show me 7.
10,000.
Motherload is actually
Going for $100,000 on this one.
pick a square.
Okay. This really. I'm going to go 10.
All right, let's see. Let's see what's behind 10, shall we? Motherload is deactivated, but you can
But
still
you
win.
can still win 100 grand.
Let's try. Let's try some more. Pick a square. Show me 1.
Go. There's the second 100,000. You could be the second person to win $100,000 on this game.
True.
So yeah, might as well try it. Oh, 10,000. All right, so we got 200,000 and two 10,000s on the board right now.
All right, let's see what. Let's see if that helped out a lot. Let's see number 9. Didn't help at all. That's only the first time, so you've got some space still. Now pick another square. Just
Now, before we let him, this is the part of the floor that I missed, so I want to watch this part again, even though I saw the rest of it. So I would like to see this part again. So hi. Next one. All right, there we go. That was the part of the floor I missed that I needed to make up. So we're good now. All right, let's wrap this up.
Show me 3. To the left turn at Albuquerque.
That's pretty accurate. I'd say so.
Yeah, hey, I call it like I'm seeing it. But anywho,
That's my line.
Almost done here.
all right, what's your next pick, Jose? Oh yeah. How did I know you were gonna go there? All right, let's see what's number 13.
Fool's gold number 2. Gold. Danger. Yeah, he's still got $5,000, and he'll be back next week in the finale, the championship game.
Show me 6. 47,200.
224 is his new total. Let's see where the other 100,000 is. It was 14. That was the other one. 25,000 was completely at the top. 2, 3, and 5. 10,000 was at 4, 4, 7, and 11.
And look at the Fool's Gold trying to make their own version of a dollar sign down there on the bottom. Side. Foot sign down there on the bottom. And look at the Fool's Gold trying to make their own version of a dollar sign down there on the bottom. Side.
Well, yeah, that's if I look at the board horizontally.
To get that here, not only would you be season 1 champion, but this bonus game you would be playing for $1 million with a possible chance at $10 million. Well, so
Oh my god. Are they really gonna try to wipe out their. Are they really gonna try to bankrupt themselves again? Come on. I thought when they started the Barry and Enright Cup, they made a promise they wouldn't do $77 million again. And now we're gonna try 10 million? Well, you know what? I actually kind of understand why they're gonna do $10 million because I mean I was going to talk about this I was going to talk about this yesterday too. But I don't know if I got to it. That after yesterday's Deal or No Deal Island, they left us at a cliffhanger where we were at the end of the final excursion and David was opening up his 3 cases. So then, if he scored more, then he would be the season 2 champion of Deal or No Deal Island, and he will play one final game of Deal or No Deal to try and win more. All right. Okay, I'm gonna let whatever song is playing finish. Then I will, and then I'm gonna put the weather scan back to normal. All right, it's back to normal now.
No pressure.
the super mother load, but
No pressure.
but that awaits our winner of our championship game, which is next week. But that's still a few days from now. But until then, we say if you've missed out on any of the action this season, you need to go back and check it out because this has been a wild season here
It
of,
really has.
of Gold Mine. But check it out here on the playlist, and if you haven't subscribed yet, click that
Do
subscribe
it
button
now.
below.
What is wrong with you? You need to subscribe.
Yes, and ring the bell. That way you never miss
Ding,
out
ding.
on any of the future episodes here at MVG Productions. But until we see
or
you
or
next
any
week,
or anything rather, whether it be a stream like Monopoly, Night in America with Ferguson, or the Barry and Enright Cup, or even season 2 of Sorry when that starts. Oop, I'm looking forward to that.
Justin, who sadly we're having to work his toe shop this week because the week we're filming this, it happens to be Mardi Gras weekend. So, Jason, we miss you. We hope to have you back for the championship game next week. And for my lovely wife, Sonny, I'm your announcer, Brandon. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all next week for the championship game. Go.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's do this one instead. All right. And it looks like we're almost at the end. A couple more weeks of updates. Well, I don't know what I'd say. Yep, that is going to be the last. That is going to be the very. And there's a few more things on WJ1 we gotta go back on, then we'll start we'll continue the catch up game. We'll actually finish this catch up game off entirely. And then while I take care of Comcast, we'll probably do some final PlayStation BIOS corrections things.
What it would cost just to stay with what you've got and pay the support charge. So let's go ahead and take a look life cycle of up to 2032, as you can see right here. And that's very appealing to a lot of people. But remember, you are going to be stuck on 21H2 right up until 2032. And that's basically what you're going to be using. So that is already an old version of Windows. And what you might find happening is later on down the line, in a couple of more years' time, you're going to find software companies will not allow you to use that software on old versions of Windows like this because it's now getting home use. It was designed for businesses, and basically it's for devices that don't have any running software on there. It just basically does a purpose. It uses third-party proprietary software, basically what it is. So if you're going to be downloading Steam, Steam might not even work in 5 years' time on this version of Windows, or your antivirus might not work in 5 years' time on this version of Windows. And you've got to go right up until 2032. So it might not last you as long as you think it will without running into problems. I already know that 2019 version, trying to install on it, it said it was outdated and it won't work with this version of Windows. It needs to be updated. So these are the problems that you could face later on down the line if you are using this version of Windows 2021. Well, there's no Copilot AI, no Microsoft Store, but this can be installed. No Cortana, no Recall, no WSA, no Sandbox, no widgets. Legacy apps are all installed on here, no Xbox and no bloat. And it's supported until 2027, like we've already mentioned. The IoT version has exactly the same, but you're going to have also support up until 2032.
Okay, everything in the mass is literally what we got. But did I just see some flood warnings? Or was it just me? That's the tornado icon. Any tests in here? Only one that we see. Okay, next area. We're going to start from here. Oh, I just saw one. Is that Fort Worth? No, it's QAH, which we already got. And what's this one? KZHE. Okay. Further down. And these other tests and stuff, we're going to put those in first. So then we can make way for the severe weather items after that. When we get there too. Alright, down the list we go. Down the list we go. And yep, that's tomorrow. Alright, let's check KLT and let's see if there are any weeklies here that we may need. I don't know what station it is, but we'll do it anyway. And why is that attention header longer than usual? Well, per usual, I'll be cutting that header off. Anything else? Blue Earth IPOS test. GRX weekly spam. Don't see anything from MLS. Arizona IPOS test. WB. Okay. Alright. Moving on up. We'll accept it. And then we have some final things to talk about before we go. Alaska, Washoe, Nevada, monthly test for Maine, and DC WGON Auto, and that's it. Go ahead and X this out now because we're almost done. And ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty much almost at the end here. But now we have some podcasts that we need to go back on. Let's check Cox first. Why does the Calvin Fulton always why do they always do this? Why do they always commit weekly spam? I don't know. I don't know. It's literally the same test being sent 3 times in the span of yeah, if you were not watching us earlier, here was the stuff. And it didn't like it. So yeah, let's corrupt this BIOS one more time before we final one before we go. Cool. All right, I might try to have some more fun with it tomorrow, but let's go ahead and turn it off. Next one. So if we're gonna be on longer tonight, then oh well. With these Ryzens, I'll show you. So I try to load 7.1, and well, I can tell you that we have been through this before. So I'm not sure what could be going on here. I'm not sure what it could be. Could it be maybe it could be on the Verizon servers? I'm not sure what it could be. Could it be maybe it could have been due to all those Bitdefender notifications I've been getting about a data breach on the Verizon servers? Where do we leave off on Comcast? Here's a weekly for Clark Park and Vigo. Yep, that's another one. Here's one for Park. Warren. So yeah, while I piece the rest of this together, Verizon's who have yet to test as we speak. BHO 14, BHO 11, and we're just gonna. I mean, the issue was only solved briefly, and then it started again. So let me get the sign off ready. We'll probably stay on We'll probably stay on a bit longer tonight, so I can piece this together. And let me add this to that playlist. No, not that. That one. There we go. All right, on to the next one. Like this. Sorry, but we're having trouble signing you in. Your ass. Session terminated. Another compilation. Stay tuned to find out. Well, um, that doesn't appear to be happening, so. A compact Rosario from 2001. Going to the other account, Zachary Coleman got the Ohio Drill. With Nashville relaying a warning. Of course, he streamed the coverage. How did he react to the tornado warning for his area when it came up? I was going to get to this earlier, but I never got to it. This is the severe thunderstorm warning. It's kind of windy out there. That's the sound of the wireless alert. Well, I didn't get the wireless alert because I was too far. Turn it away from me. Turn it away from me. The guy that was going crazy on the last severe weather event. No, I wouldn't really say triple, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, he's just going crazy over Alright. So, what should we do? Now this time we want to get it to 4 hours because sure, I can allow an extra 5 minutes. Because remember, Roblox is at a new day this week and continuing forward for the next 8 weeks. So you got to remember the order in which these episodes went. And then after I get we actually are not going to be done here tonight until I get this thing finished. So who knows? We could be on till like 2 in the morning again, just like last time, or, well, who knows? The 143 and 44 were the numbers. Yep, these two. Okay. And then last but not least this thing, and that should go. That's it. All right. Okay, we got the programming ready to go for tomorrow, but before we have to finish editing it first. Not have been more perfect. I'm going to throw in each clip one at a time, put them in their place. Hello. Okay. Not KNG, it's DKA. Now it's time to let the editing commence. So, this was the next. And again, we will not be done until this is edited completely, fully rendered. And then next up is Tampa. What did I say I was going to do? That's right. Tests in there. Okay. So with that all finished, let me restart. So I'm going to put the last video in here automatically. And we'll just keep adding on to it as we go. And yes, each video we put in here is in chronological order. Since we don't really have any test videos started, and then I'll just piece those in when we complete. Okay. Put them in. This week, I highly doubt we're going to hear and just the volume 2 in case Verizon ends up going. Put them where they belong. Okay. So things into the Thursday video as we finish this Wednesday one. Well, I had actually just remembered that. Resin. And since we're waiting for the other VH09, wherever it is, there it is. How about we do RCA we haven't done yet, so why don't we give it a try? Yeah, and I did the remote desktop for a change just to see if that other
Wait, there's a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning for that.
My God. This one then was. Let me verify I did this right. It's right now because these 6:47 Eastern time, so that has to be right here. I'm not sure if this was issued at the same time, but I am. Of Alaska, no tsunami. Okay. On it, but you know what? But yeah, I do appreciate them actually getting the test in before. This is QAH. That is supposed to go right here. Is this QAH? Oh no, this is Norman. This comes at the end. This is another piece of the watch that we need. On to the big one. 1 hour, 16 minutes.
Also, another there's any side that
There's the other one. Well, since this thing glitched out, I obviously don't even know if and then this is where all right. And I think that is it. That is the mid-cell from today's event. And Fort Smith WX got his video up from the outbreak. I thought I heard something. All right. Okay. So we'll here and we'll put this in its rightful spot. Okay.
At 7:50 p.m. Sighting Jasper. Repeating. is a move report. Counting has been Forbesville. This is only a test. I was weekly test.
All right. In KCG happened at 7:22. All right. Now we can march on.
Building. Following the following counties in Indiana: Bartholomew, Brown, protection move. That's
All right, then here's Louisville.
The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for expected hazards. French Lick, Step, severe thunderstorm, and Saltillo. Repeating. Jennings County. Weather. The Weather Service in Lincoln has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Vermilion.
The end of that.
The rate of tornadoes can basement or small. Where your protection moved to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating. A severe
SP14 going. Or is that that's 11? Rewind, please. Donnie, I want to see your beautiful self. Ah, there you go. Ah, that is amazing. You got your taste of late spring, summer, and now it's suddenly winter again. But we are almost done with this here. So really all I need to do tomorrow are just those usual discussion things, and then that's it. But wait a minute, I forgot to flip a wallpaper. Let me do that. Now it looks ready. I didn't get a chance to do it earlier because the floor was already on, so let's go over now to here. And I'll go through with you all before we go to final order.
Issued a severe care. In Indiana, well, the natural size includes
Okay. We're getting closer now.
weather service. Substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning. Entries. County. Beat. And Hellville.
All right. Before we continue on, and this is the last clip of such we have to put in, the Hawaii Public Weekly that I got on the way back here. I'll include the timestamp too. Okay, let's scroll back up.
Miles southwest of Hopkinsville, the Interstate 24 tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for South Central. Hartville. Repeat.
believe we are almost done with this clip. And I've decided to finally use the actual NWS Louisville relay